Hello, I'm Chance.
I'm Sergio.
And this is Brick Wall Cinema.
Welcome to the party, pal! Oh my God. That's your home! Are you too good for your home? Answer me! I'm a peacock! You gotta let me fly!
Have you ever met a person, you say, hey, let me get some parfait. They say, hell no, I don't like no parfait.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Welcome to Brick Wall Cinema, everyone. And today we're talking about Beetlejuice, the 1988 classic. Let's go into basic info. It's rated PG, directed by Tim Burton, released in theaters on March 30th, 1988, with a budget of $15 million and a gross worldwide of $74 million. And the synopsis says, the spirits of a deceased couple are harassed by an unbearable family that has moved into their home and hire a malicious spirit to drive them out. All right, so Sergio, tell me about your experience watching Beetlejuice.
I remember watching it when I was little, but I couldn't really understand what was happening. So it all just kind of blurred together. But rewatching it now, when I have a better understanding of stories, it's actually has quite a few plot holes that aren't actually explained in the movie.
Yeah, I had a lot of plot holes I want to bring up too, but you go, you want to bring them up now, or you want to have us finish talking about it and get to it in the notes?
I do want to mention one thing. I didn't know that the poltergeist husband was actually Alec Baldwin. I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess so. It's because it's pretty normal in this one, not like powerful. I would say not a weird way to say, but oddly enough, in a lot of Alec Baldwin movies, he just exuberates a lot of power or masculinity. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is the first. I think this is one of the ones where I saw where he's more of a chill, kind of normal everyday Joe, where he isn't very proactive and not very, and he's very passive in this movie. He doesn't exude dominance in any way.
All I remember him is from the Cat in the Hat movie, Glengarry Glen Ross, 30 Rock. I know most as the CEO of GE and NBC. So he's obviously a boss, baby.
He always does something that is just over the top that shows that he's trying to be in control of something.
He's always wearing a suit.
True, too. That too. But wait, is he wearing one in Cat in the Hat one?
Yeah, he takes it off when he goes to his house because he has his fat belly.
I thought he always just wore a jacket.
No, I think so. Yeah, he is wearing a suit, a purple suit.
Oh, okay. I meant when he's off driving the dog back to the kid's mom.
Oh yeah,
I saw him in a different outfit.
Yeah, he does wear a different outfit then, but that's after we found out he was a fat guy.
All right, then. Anyways, back to this. All right. So, what do you want to talk about first?
Well, I didn't mention my experience with Beetlejuice. I was kind of not really scared, but more disturbed when I first saw it because I never really saw it when I was a kid. I saw it when I was older because
Still scared you?
I mean, no, it didn't really scare me, but it shocked me. I'm like, yeah, I would not have handled this if I was a kid. That type of thing.
Really?
Yeah, because the thing that caught me off guard most was when they're trying to scare off the Deetses. Are they named the Deets?
Yeah, the Deets.
Yeah, the Deets. When they go into the closet and Gina Davis, Barb takes off her face and just skeleton come out, her eyeballs. That would freak the hell out of me when I was a kid. Or that's actually the only scene that might have freaked me out.
Not the guy that's flattened and just hanging there?
No, because I thought that was funny. It's that's cartoon logic. That's Looney Tunes.
Or the bird guy that's too crisp asking the guy if he wants to smoke.
No, I thought that would be silly.
Or Beetlejuice turning into a snake.
It's a snake with a face on it. That's not scary.
So the only thing that scared you was seeing someone rip their face off.
It didn't scare me. I said it would have scared me, but I didn't see it then because I always was freaked out by the title of the movie anyways. Because Beetlejuice, Beetles and juice? That's disgusting. That's my thought process. Then I sat down and actually watched it on my own when I was bored at home. I'm like, I really like this movie. It's funny. And even with the only one big thing I can never get past though is the title of the movie being different. In the movie, Beetlejuice named Betlegeuse, but in all the marketing and all the titles for the movie, it's Betlejuice. I think it's because they didn't know how to spell it, or they might have to change it after the fact. But it really bugged me. Is it weird that it bugs me a lot?
It does, because I noticed that they did it different in the advertisement that Beetlejuice did in the TV when he was trying to interact with the with the what did they call themselves? The dead couple. They call themselves the Melids. I forgot what they called themselves.
I forgot to.
Yeah, the dead couple. Anyways, he spelled it differently, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. It's supposed to be Beetlejuice. That looks like Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, but that got me questioning. What is Beetlejuice? What is he? Is he a ghost? Is he some kind of apparition or some kind of demon or what? Because he can shapeshift. He can play all kind of tricks. He's kind of like the bug. He's kind of like a demonic Bugs Bunny or something like that. So I was just questioning, what is he exactly?
I don't know.
I mean, you can tell even from like the people who are working in the office in the scene when they went to go see their caseworker, they're all undead people who have gone through the process.
He's a ghost with the most.
He is a ghost, but that doesn't explain how he has all these powers or even why he's like that. And he says, make my millennia. So that makes me think he's been around for years, hundreds of years, millions of years. So that begs the question, what is he? When I first saw this and I thought about the second one, the Beetlejuice trailer, it reminded me, and the way he was shot in the first trailer, the first one I saw, it reminded me a lot of Pennywise. So that got me questioning, what exactly is he?
I bet they might have been inspired by Pennywise when they wrote this movie.
Did Pennywise come before or after this one?
I think. Let me check. When did it come
Or maybe
out?
he was inspired by Pennywise, because Pennywise was originally a book, right?
Yes, it's from It.
Yes. So I think that they were inspired by the It book, and then the It book made a movie.
Yeah, it came out in 86, so they might have had time to write this before it came out.
So wait, what came before? So It, the novel, came out before Beetlejuice.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to clarify just to make sure that the timeline's all clear.
But even so, if they did Beetlejuice 2 and he reminds you more of Pennywise in that movie, then they might have just seen the It movie that just came out.
Possibly.
Both of them.
Because I remember in the original It movie, the monster It was a lot, Pennywise the clown was a lot more like theatrical and goofy, but he was still unsettling. Whereas in this new one, he's just more straight up unsettling and creepy all around.
Right. He'll start laughing at you, but then halfway through laughing, he just start staring at you and start drooling.
Yeah. Then starts contorting.
Yeah.
It was Michael Keys, right? Who was playing Beetlejuice?
What was that?
Michael Keys, right?
It's Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. Okay.
Batman.
Sorry, I wanted to make sure I was saying
Vulture.
Michael Keys.
Birdman.
I was going to say that he reminds me so much of a car ship or of a dealership's salesman.
I think that was the idea.
Yeah, that's what I thought was very interesting. Like how they pulled the information, they pulled the inspiration of his character's behavior from a salesman. That was really interesting, and I like that. I like that aspect of it.
Like a blue collar man that's just trying to get a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do have some questions about the rules of this world because for some reason he can't say his own name. I mean, I would get it if he could say his name, but he just couldn't release himself because that was the whole point of other people saying his name. So what exactly prevents him from saying his own name?
I don't know. I don't think you're supposed to worry about that.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I said about the plot hole is that it just seems like there's a lot of unexplained things that happen in this world that no one really explains.
Wait, no. Did he say it in the commercial? Hold on.
No, he never said it in his name. He just put it off as saying, like, just say my name 3 times.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's get into favorite scenes then.
All right.
What was your favorite scene?
Let me think. Oh, I think the one that I thought of the most and I laughed was when Beetlejuice turns around and he notices that the couple had disappeared back home out of the model. He says, "Oh, come on." And he just kicks down the tree. He's like, "Nice model, Hong Kong."
No, you gotta say it right. Nice fucking model. Okay. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's right. That was the one scene that reminded me of Bugs Bunny because the fact that he just does a bunch of random, disgusting, like degenerate humor, and it's just so funny to see it happen.
Yeah, even with that scene, I would have been so happy to see that when I was a kid because that was rated PG, and I'm always that guy that looks at PG movies saying, "Oh, they can't say that. That's the H word. That's the B word. That's the F word."
This came out in the 88, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the next year,
I was surprised that it was so recent.
Really?
Yeah, because I thought that they already made the PG-13 rating. That's why they used the F word. That's why they used some of this language.
They did.
But this is still rated PG.
Yeah.
It feels like it should have been rated PG-13.
Yeah. So remember Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom?
Yeah.
Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom is the reason why they made a PG-13 rating, because that movie has a lot of messed up stuff in it. So after this movie came out, every movie afterwards was PG-13.
All right.
So you can blame Spielberg for that rating.
You know, I never noticed that when I first watched the Temple of Doom, I didn't realize that it was supposed to be a prequel to the Raiders of the Ark.
Yeah, but it's a side note. It doesn't make sense in that movie where there's a point where he starts shooting a gun at someone, but then forgets there's no bullets. But that's a callback to the first movie. But the first movie happens later. Remember?
I don't know. I would have to rewatch it in order to get a better understanding of what you're talking about.
Probably.
It's been a while since I've seen it. And there's a bunch of stuff to unpack there, too.
All right.
What was your favorite scene from the movie?
My favorite scene is when they first meet Beetlejuice and just talking to each other, like, "Oh my God, thank you for having me. Thank you for taking me out of there. It's been so long." like it's just funny. Like all the jokes in there, like him putting on the same clothes just for one joke. Like it was a split shot of them changing clothes, and when he throws his voice and it's coming out of Barbara's mouth, and like just how hyper and everything is. And even at one point he's like talking, saying, "Hey guys, I'm really happy to be here." Save that for later. Coughs in his pocket.
That reminds me so much of the actor from, I forgot his name, but the one in Hercules that plays Hades.
Oh, James Woods.
Yes, that reminds me of his performance. Do you think he got inspiration from Beetlejuice, or was it just more of how he just decided to perform the character?
No, that's just James Woods.
Okay.
Yeah, if you've ever seen him on Family Guy, he talks the same way.
Also, I wanted to ask, why is it that they had to dig him out of the model precisely? Is he in like some kind of like afterlife prison, like under afterlife home arrest or imprisonment or something like that?
I say don't question it because the movie doesn't answer it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm not expecting you to answer these things. I just thought these were just interesting topics to think about because they keep going on saying like, read the manuscript. These are the rules. This is what you gotta do. Like as if it's all big one known thing, but they treat it like something that's supposed to be known, but they don't really explain anything in the movie.
I think that was the intention.
I guess so, but
Tim Burton likes keeping his movies simple, and when you overthink it, it doesn't become as fun. He more style over substance, if it makes any sense. Like
I'm not sure because I feel like there is a lot. I feel like there is a lot of substance in here, but I feel like there's not anything under it. If that makes sense. That's it's all surface level.
Yeah, I mean there's small things in there, but it's really stuff that's brush off against the side, like that don't even address the fact that Lydia wants to kill herself. Like they mention it once, but they never mention it again.
I thought it was because that she was feeling alone and depressed because, well, first off, her mother is dead. And the fact is that the people who actually she thought that she could relate to, she sent a monster to attack her family and she was scared of that. And her parents don't even accept her.
I mean, I get why, but it's still jarring to realize that there's a kid that wants to commit suicide in a PG movie still. That sounds like a big... It's jarring to me, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell.
What does that mean?
Nothing. Forget about it. Anyway, so we talk about favorite scenes. What's your favorite quote? Do you have any favorite quotes? Come on, there's a lot.
There is a lot of quotes, but there's not one I remember specifically.
I got 3. One's...
All right. Go ahead and list them.
Okay, so it was Delia, the mom, talking to her husband, saying, like, at the beginning of the movie when they start moving in, she's like,
I'm here with you. I will live with you in this hellhole, but I must express myself. If you don't let me gut out this house and make it my own, I will go and stay, and I will take you with me.
Why are they married?
I think maybe because of money. Maybe money.
But they seem like, but they're struggling.
They can't be struggling.
I mean, they do have money, but they have no more means of actually doing that because even her agent says that she's a flake, that she doesn't have anything worth anything. And her husband, well, he was recently put on a mandatory vacation because he had a breakdown. Yeah. Remember when he was on the call? When he was on the phone with his boss?
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that he had a breakdown, but before that, he was a really good agent. But after his breakdown, he just couldn't get a sale anymore. Oh. This movie must have been so much fun to do. It seems like they all had fun.
I love Catherine O'Hara and everything she's in. She was the mom in Home Alone.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
She looks like Cruella DeVille. Was she Cruella DeVille in the live action?
No, Glenn Close was.
So they just look so similar. But
They really don't.
In that one scene, they look similar because the acting they did. Because I remember from that actor's performance in the Dalmatians is that she's always like screaming or going off like that. She has that kind of hair and she's always acting like that.
Well, she doesn't have red hair. I see where you're coming from for this. Also, the next quote I have is, it was when they were talking to Beetlejuice. Adam's talking to Beetlejuice, and he says,
"What are your qualifications?"
Well, I attended Juilliard. I'm a graduate of the Harvard Business School. I travel quite extensively. I lived through the Black Plague, and I had a pretty good time during that. I've seen The Exorcist about 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. Not to mention the fact that you're talking to a dead guy. Now, what do you think? You think I'm qualified?
Oh, that whole monologue, I love it. It's just so funny. And the last one is,
nice model.
I don't know. Should I censor that? Should I censor that line? I guess I'm going to censor it.
You probably are, but it'll probably be funnier with it either way.
I
always find the censoring funny because it's just like, you know what it's saying, but it's just funny to hear the sound effects.
I guess so. Hold on, I want to bring up that line because I love that line. Also, even the thing he said before, I'm saying, "Are you scary?" And Beetle just turns backwards and just does a jerk off motion. Did you notice that?
Yeah. But to be honest, he just did so much that I didn't really pay attention to it. Wait, he said he lived through the Black Plague.
That's what.
So no, I was thinking like, how old is Beetlejuice?
Don't question it, man.
No, I was just wondering because he has said that he's dead, so that means that he wasn't alive, and he said he lived through the Black Plague.
He also said he had a wife.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's at two.
Did he get married in his afterlife or before he died?
I don't know, but they're doing it.
I wonder if they're going to explore any of that in the new one.
They're pulling a Star Wars, Sergio, where they make one-off jokes and then make a whole movie centered around that one thing. Because in the next movie, in Beetlejuice, in the trailer, you see his wife, his ex-wife, I mean.
Oh, like Pirates of the Caribbean.
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, in the first one, Curse of the Black Pearl, they just basically did that one movie, and they figured that was going to be it. And then when they got approved, when the studio came back saying they wanted a trilogy or like a second one, they decided to make those two equally connected based on what the information they had on the first movie and little snippets that the characters said, like the Jack Sparrow becoming a chief of a indigenous tribe. What was it? Davy Jones.
I'm kind of lost right now. Where are you coming from this? I thought we were talking about Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I was saying like it's similar. Like you said, they did what they were pulling a Star Wars, but
yeah.
Star Wars was already going to be a franchise, wasn't it? Or did they just make the one movie and then?
Well, yes, for the first part, they were intentionally making one movie at a time because it's the 70s. They don't make sequels like that, and they also make a one-off line about the Clone Wars. The next thing you know, they're having movies and franchises off the Clone Wars. Off of one line.
And Boba Fett.
Well, we see Boba Fett, though.
No, I know. But they based all his entire civilization of the Mandalorians based on Boba Fett in that one scene.
Yeah, but you don't even see the Clone Wars, though. But they make a whole franchise off of that and movie. And like, I'm looking at the trailer. Yeah, so we're looking at the new Beetlejuice trailer just to make sure I'm right about this. And yes, so you see there's a shot with his ex-wife. And I believe there's a shot with her having no finger because remember in the movie.
He cut off. There's a severed finger in his jacket with the ring.
Right. I guess we don't see it, but anyway, I'm right, so I feel good. Anyway.
You only feel good when you're right.
Doesn't everybody?
No.
I mean, do you feel good when you're wrong?
Sometimes depends on what I'm wrong of.
I mean, yeah, but still. So you have no favorite quotes?
None that stand out to me because after watching the movie, I don't remember any quotes, but I do remember some of my favorite scenes. And we already talked about that.
Yeah. All right.
I was going to say something else, but it slipped my mind. Is there anything else we should talk about in this movie?
Notes. So we're going to notes then, I guess. At the beginning of the movie, Alec Baldwin caught a spider in his miniatures and then proceeded to toss it out the window. But isn't he like 3 floors up?
No.
Yeah, he is.
From which window?
He's in the attic.
No, I know he's in the attic, but from which window?
Does it matter which window? Because he's still in the attic. That's 3 floors up.
Uh-huh.
No, Sergio, I see what you're doing. You can't go away from this by saying and think.
No, I'm saying from which angle is the window? Because if that is, then he's just tossing it onto the roof.
He's just tossing it outside.
Okay, then so how do you know that the spider might have died, or if it's all right?
I don't know. He
And-
just fell out.
Yeah. So wait, why are you questioning this?
Because that was
Out
an
of everything
odd
in the
thing to
movie,
do.
why are you questioning this?
Because I thought it was weird. You don't think it's weird?
No, you never tossed a spider out.
Not outside of a third floor window. No.
It's the second floor.
No, because the attic.
It's not. Oh wait, no. Right, third floor. Third floor.
Yeah.
I'm
right
trying to remember. I'm trying.
Yeah, I'm showing you right now. Yeah, he just tosses it out. Am I wrong now?
I never said you were wrong.
You never said I was right either. Like, it's hard for you to say I'm right.
When you try to act like all pretentious like this, it is hard to.
I'm not
admit
being
you're right.
pretentious. I say when you're right.
And I'm saying you're right about him tossing the spider out the window, but I'm asking why is this the one thing that you didn't hung up on?
Because I overthink these things.
Now, how come whenever I was overthinking something, you said not to overthink it?
Because it caught me in a trap.
What?
Because I didn't think about that at the time.
You sound like a parent who just got caught into a lie
No.
by their kid.
Go to your room. You're not getting fed tonight.
Who cares? I feed myself.
I'm taking out your food. You didn't buy that food. You didn't buy that skillet. You didn't buy that pan. You didn't buy the gasoline. You're not gonna use any of the food I bought.
I did buy the gasoline. I did, and I bought that skillet. I bought that frying pan, and I bought the spatula.
Then you should buy your own house.
I pay rent.
Get out of my house.
Okay.
God, I can't get an argument with you.
I know. I don't know how to
Man,
play off of that.
Your parents, it must be annoying to be your parents because when you try to discipline you, like, can you believe you did this? I don't know. I don't even know who you are anymore. I know. I'll go to bed.
Well, yeah, because
I'll leave myself alone.
I didn't do shit.
But maybe if you did.
Like, what would I do? You know me. What exactly can you see me doing? Exactly. All right. So what else did you have in your notes that you want to talk about?
So let me see. So they remember early in the movie when they died and they went back home?
Yes, I remember what you were saying. I meant the last part that you said.
I was saying that they're gonna keep them consistently wet throughout the whole movie, but they realized how cost effective that'll be and how difficult it'll be to consistently be like consistently wet. They just said no on that.
I wonder why they didn't just keep the fact that they always leave wet footprints wherever they go. Like, wouldn't it be easier to do that instead of keeping their whole body wet?
Probably. But also that even brings up another thing I was seeing recently. So last year they made a movie called The Haunted Mansion, like the reboot. And there's a cameo in there with Winona Ryder, the girl that plays Lydia Dietz in the movie, like the little girl. And she plays like I don't know what it's called, like a museum curator. And there's also a character in that movie that's a ghost, that's a pirate, that's always really wet. So every time you see him walking around, there's always wet spots everywhere. Do you think there was a connection to that, even though it's from Disney?
I'm not sure. It could have been, but then again, I think it's just more of the fact that she was involved in this movie. As for like the wet part, I think that could have just been with like any movie. I mean, didn't the Ghostbusters do something similar? Where they had like a ghost that left wet footprints, not because he died because it was wet, just because like they are always covered in slime.
I don't remember.
I don't know. It might be a universal thing, but I think it could have been a call back to this.
Okay. There's also one scene. It was after what was the name of the ghost couple?
That's the thing I don't remember. I remember them starting with an M, but that's about it.
When a couple went to try scaring them again, like with the beheading and their face peeling, they walked by saying it didn't work, and they go back to the office space. So that whole scene when the dad is looking at the newspaper, every single page he turns, there's like a bunch of flyers that fall out. Did you catch that?
Yeah, I noticed that.
I don't know how they didn't mention it either. Also, the first time we see Beetlejuice, like 20 minutes into the movie, and the only time you get the biggest part when he like is part of the story is 47 minutes into the movie. That's actually halfway through the whole movie.
Yeah, I was surprised by that too. We don't really see him for a good chunk of the movie.
Yeah, I actually like that though, because it just felt, I don't know, like it wasn't about him, even though it was. Like he made such a presence in the movie that he can even come in an hour into the movie and still be the best part of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And what else? What do you think of that dinner scene?
To be honest, I enjoyed it.
I thought it was hilarious. Just, I don't know. Because Catherine O'Hara, I love Catherine O'Hara and everything she's in. Even that terrible, awful Argyle movie. I liked her in that movie too. What else? Do you think Tim Burton came up with the idea of Corpse Bride while making the Exorcist scene?
The what?
The Corpse Bride.
No, I know the course, but I mean from making the what scene?
The scene where they try exorcising the ghost and bringing the corpse alive.
What year did the Corpse Bride come out?
2005.
Maybe? I'm not sure. I think so.
It gave me Corpse Bride vibes. I haven't seen it yet, but I still, from what I know about it, they gave me Corpse Bride vibes. You know what I mean?
Wait, you haven't seen Corpse Bride?
No, we discussed this.
Then I'm not sure if you should really make that a connection. The only connection I see from that and this is just them in the dress and her decaying. That's it.
That's what I mean. That's all I know.
Yeah, but that's the only thing that could possibly be connected. So I'm not sure if that is exactly where you get the idea.
Okay, so in the newest Beetlejuice movie, do you know who was missing?
What?
Do you notice in the newest Beetlejuice trailer? For the newest one, Beetlejuice. Did you catch anyone that was missing that was in the first movie?
Besides the dead couple and her parents? No.
Her dad.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Her parents.
Well, her mom's in the trailer.
She is?
Yeah.
And possibly it could be that he's there. He just shows up for like a few scenes and doesn't show up anymore.
No.
And those things aren't presented in the trailer.
He's dead.
Why? Well,
I don't know the in-house reason why, but I know why in real life he's not going to be in a movie.
He's dead?
No, because in 2002, Jeffrey Jones, the actor, was arrested for possession of child pornography and soliciting a 14-year-old boy to produce sexually explicit images between September 2000 and May 2001.
So he was charged with pedophilia?
Yeah, he's a sex offender.
Okay.
Yeah, he photographed a child and paid him to pose nude on multiple occasions.
Yes, you just said that. You just said that.
Cowboy hat.
We don't need you to repeat it. You don't need to repeat it.
And just as a Native American. Okay. Oh, I really didn't want to end it with that, but
yeah, that's what I was saying. You don't need to repeat it because now you're just missing it.
I don't have any other notes after that. Oh God, that's the last. No, oh my God. Gee, why did I leave it there?
Yeah,
I could have brought up earlier.
Yes,
I could have gone buried.
Do you think that those prosthetics that they put on their faces to make those scary faces when they were trying to scare off the people from inside the house? Like, how do you think they did that? Did they just like put it over their face? Is it like a mask or something?
I think so. I love those.
Because I noticed that. Yeah, I like those too. I noticed like how they looked like plastic. So I was just wondering like, how do you think they were? And I like the little addition that his nose was still stretched out when he tried to fix his face.
It also won an Oscar for best what's it called? For best visual. It won an Oscar for best visual effects.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go into our rating.
All right.
I think I can speak for myself here. I'm giving this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I had a really fun time with it, but there's like a disconnect with me when it comes to like the rules of the world that really sometimes make me question things I shouldn't be questioning, but I still am. But what about you?
I found myself the same way, as you could tell throughout this entire episode, that I was questioning a lot of the rules and the statistics of this world and how everything was working. I did find it enjoyable, so I would also give it a 4.5. I guess because like we're both very confused on how this world works, even though it seems like you're just supposed to enjoy it. But with a new movie coming out, it feels like you should be questioning a lot what's happening in here.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm worried about for the new sequels. Are they going to be over-explaining things that might not need to be explained as much? That's a problem with sequels nowadays to old properties. That's what happened with the new Ghostbusters movie, where they explained in great detail about the villain, but we didn't really need that. And also, Tim Burton kind of needs a win right now. The last thing he had as a win was Wednesday, but that was a TV show. But name one good Tim Burton movie from the past 10 years.
I would have to look at the list because I don't remember many of his movies.
I'll pull it up.
Is there anything recent?
He directed Dumbo, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, Big Eyes, Frankenweenie. Okay, well, those are the movies he made in the past decade.
10 years?
Yeah.
Frankenweenie is understandable because that was stop motion, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that was 2012. I like Frankenweenie. That was his last good movie for me.
I didn't watch it at first because it freaked me out with its art style. But then when I actually watched it, I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting.
Well, yeah, but his other live action movies are like Dark Shadows, Alice in Wonderland, I hate.
I actually watched Dark Shadows and I liked it a lot.
Corpse Bride, Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd, that freaks me out.
Charlie Chocolate Factory. I don't know how I feel about that movie.
Yeah, you told me about that one in detail.
Yeah. Did I ever go into detail on that on the podcast?
I don't think so because we never discussed it on the podcast.
Oh. Do you think Beetlejuice is going to be a win or a lose for a W or
It looks like they're
for
pretty,
him?
based on what I've seen from the trailer, it looks pretty good. Like just style wise with all the stuff that's happening. And the actors seem to be coming back and there's a lot of hard hitting actors. So I think it would be pretty good if it is. I think if it doesn't do as good as everyone think it will, then I'm saying it's going to be an average movie. But it does look good, so I'm hoping for it to at least get out like a pretty good.
All right. I think so too. I have high hopes for it. I mean, not really high hopes, but hopes. I mean, we already saw Michael Keaton reprise an old character that Tim Burton used to work with last year.
Which one was it?
Batman.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Tim Burton did the 1989 Batman with Michael Keaton.
I mean, he did do a good job in that role, but still, though, it was a pretty bad movie.
Yeah,
I wouldn't blame that on the actors, though.
I don't blame on him, but also I don't know. I'm the only thing I'm really excited for is he said they're using more physical like sets and everything, and physical, not but CGI as you would expect. So like harkening back to the old movie, which I'm hoping that is the case for most of the effects for the movie, which is what they said. So all I got would do is wait for the movie to come out. Yeah, anyway. All right, so we can call it an episode. Thanks, Sergio, for coming on. And I'm Chance.
I'm Sergio.
And have a cinematic day. Hey, everyone. Thanks for listening. And be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok at Brick Wall Cinema. Have a cinematic day.